Welcome back. Can you believe it that back to school is right around the corner? And a new study finds that elementary school students who get less than 9 hours of sleep per night have difficulties with memorizing and problem solving. Well, this afternoon, our sleep expert, Tara Hess, is here with us to make sure that our kids are ready to head back to the classroom. And you've brought some really great tips for parents today. So first, let's touch on and break down just how important sleep is for kiddos.
Well, like you said, it can affect memory, learning, reasoning, attention, behavior, everything that, your teacher really wants to make sure is not an issue at school. So very important.
Yes. Okay. Well, that sums up all of the trouble that kids have when they don't get enough sleep. And since it's a few weeks away still, I think TPS goes back on the 18th. So what should parents be doing? Is there something they should be doing now to start the process of adjusting?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to wait until like the night or two before school starts to try to get back on routine. If you've been off this summer, like a lot of parents get a little lax about their schedules, and that's totally fine, but you definitely want to start working now on getting back to their school schedule, what it should be. Really, we're like 2.5 weeks out, most of the local area schools, and I recommend starting the new schedule about 2 weeks before school starts. So pretty much like tonight-ish, like it'd be a good time. I mean, honestly, the sooner you can get on the ideal schedule, the better. And you don't want to like jump from maybe whatever it is now to what it should be. You want to really be slowly moving that up every night by 15 minutes at the most, because that's how quick your body clock can move. So 15 minutes maybe every night or two, and that would be a good pace.
And talk to the kids about it. Like, say, hey, we're getting ready to go back to school. We're going to bump up bedtime a little earlier.
Yeah, if they're school age, they should understand that. I mean, you can talk to them, you cannot. Sometimes they'll notice, sometimes they won't, depending on their age, but never a bad thing.
And then start waking them up a little earlier, too.
Yeah, if they've been sleeping in, it'd be the same thing. Maybe waking up about 15 minutes earlier if they need to be awake earlier for their school schedule.
Awesome. And so what about with like the older kids, the ones that are maybe kind of a little more independent with their sleep schedule? Do you have any tips for those parents?
Yeah, I mean, regardless of your child's age, I have 3 kids, they're kind of varying ages. Every year I sit down before school starts and I think, okay, what time does my kid need to be up for school this year? And then you have to do a little math from there. So you want to work backwards, the number of hours that you know that they need of sleep. And then that's going to tell you what time they need to be asleep. And so you want to do bedtime maybe like 15 to 30 minutes before that. So for example, like for a 5-year-old, they need about 11 hours of sleep. So if my 5-year-old could sleep all the way till, let's say, 7:30 in the morning, that means they need to be asleep by 8:30 p.m., which means bedtime probably needs to be about 8:15. So doing all that math and figuring it out for each age level, even high schoolers, I mean, it's really, sleep is just as important for them, of course, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, those guys can sleep till noon.
Yeah. Yes,
when school comes, it's a big wake-up call.
Yes.
I do want to talk about, for the last question, is the night before school. Do you have any tips on, kids are going to be anxious, nervous, excited? Any tips for getting a good night's sleep that first, I guess, that last night of summer?
Yeah, I mean, just like you want to be adjusting schedule, you also want to be getting back into a regular bedtime routine if you haven't been doing that over the summer. And really that really consistent, relaxing bedtime routine that you're not rushing through can just help them if they're feeling a little anxious. There's lots of super cute books like The Night Before First Grade. There's one for like every grade level, and there's other books as well that you can read with your child that sometimes helps. So just talking about it and doing the best you can to prepare them. So.
That's great advice. Thank you so much for coming today.
Sure.
And we will see Tara next month.
Okay, thanks, Stacia.